Welcome to Raise the Roofs with a Twist. I'm Emily Bowman, and with my husband Hamilton and our co-chairs for the event, Faye and Clay Harlan, we want to welcome you to the 9th annual Raise the Roofs.
As you're well aware, unlike our traditional Raise the Roofs event held each August at Harlansdale, this year we've gone virtual, and we're delighted you're joining us online.
The world took a crazy turn for all of us this past March, and we are truly blessed by the Franklin community, our friends of the parks, as they have continued to support us in our efforts to enhance the outdoor spaces and the trails at our Franklin parks.
So tonight we'll spend time sharing our thanks to our many sponsors, supporters, and friends of Franklin Parks, and talk about ways you too can become involved with what we're doing. Share a sneak peek into the future events that we have planned along with the city park system, and also give you some information on how you can get involved in the silent auction that's taking place right now tonight.
We hope you had a chance to participate in the drive-through at Harlansdale Park earlier today, and by now some of you may have already enjoyed the lovely dinner provided by A. Marshall Hospitality of Franklin and the libations by Lippman. So sit back, relax, enjoy yourself, and thanks again for joining our Raise the Roofs with a Twist.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the 2020 Raise the Roofs. I'm Jamie Parker, Board President of Friends of Franklin Parks. I have the honor of being your MC this evening. Thank you for being here. Welcome to the first virtual Raise the Roofs. As our chairs indicated, this is a Raise the Roof like no other. Everything, kind of like 2020, will come with a little twist. Speaking of our chairs, we want to take a moment to thank them for their tireless efforts this year. With everything that was thrown at them, they never gave in, they never gave up, and they pulled it out. And we want to give them a very special thanks for their leadership. And speaking of leadership, we want to thank our Executive Director, Tori Barnhill. Without her steadfastness and her leadership, we wouldn't be here today, and we thank her. And with all the crazy things that have happened this year, we want to thank you for being here. Our old friends, our new friends, especially those that are new to Raise the Roofs. Thank you for being here. One of our goals tonight is to share with you how excited we are about the great plans that we have with the City of Franklin for this very special place and for trails and for parks in general. We're blessed as an organization to have sponsors that not only believe in our mission, but share in our mission with us in terms of how they work alongside of us. They've been there shoulder to shoulder, side by side for the last decade, and especially in a year like this, we're very thankful. To that point, our Executive Director, Tori Barnhill, is going to share with you, introduce someone who's very special to us. Thank you.
Thank you, Jamie. I'm sitting here with Heath Owen with Randy Jones and Associates, third year presenting sponsor for Raise the Roofs. We're very happy to have you here with us today on the porch of the Hayes House.
Yeah, we're happy to be here. And Randy, when he bought the agency here in Franklin, that was one of the main things he wanted to do is get involved locally. And with the Raise the Roof event, with all the insurance that we provide for farming operations and equine services and veterinary office, it kind of goes hand in hand. So it was a perfect marriage of us helping locally and just getting to know the community better. So we're happy to be here, and good to see you again.
Well, y'all are great friends of the parks. You've been wonderful supporters, and we are happy to have you back as our third year and this Raise the Roofs with a Twist. Thank you.
Thanks.
Hey guys, want to remind you that there's an awesome silent auction going on. You need to jump on right now on the friendsofFranklinParks.org website and click on the link to the silent auction. Bid often and bid high.
We're going to keep it open till 9 p.m. tonight, so get those bids in.
There's something for everyone on this auction. For example, there's multiple rounds of golf to bid on, a deep sea fishing experience, or even a trip to Mexico. Or you can donate money to your organization via the website as well.
And 100% of the proceeds go to benefit the amazing projects of Friends of Franklin Parks. Don't forget, the auction closes at 9 o'clock this evening.
Life has changed for all of us since March, and yet our parks and trails have withstood the test of time, the test of this moment. We don't want to take away from the seriousness of the pandemic, and we pray for all those that are impacted. At the same time, we want to recognize and highlight the benefits of parks and trails to all of us in our community. Also recognize those who work tirelessly behind the scenes so that we can enjoy these precious resources right here in our community.
Well, these are definitely different times. Pandemic has changed so many things, and some of them have been real challenges. This has been tough as a city leader, a lot of difficult choices. People have sought different outlets, and one of the areas they've had the opportunity is to use our trails and our parks, and if you'll notice, the usage has gone up. So people have found those outlets, and one of those outlets they found, and probably one of the best one they could find, is our trails and our park system, where they can go and distance from each other, get that exercise that they want to get, or just get that relaxation with their family away from having to be in the house all the time or being isolated so much.
You read all types of scientific surveys about isolation and what that has done to people who have had to retreat to their homes and not being able to get out and experience their families and their friends. And yet all of those scientific discussions talk about, with proper distancing, mask usage, that being in public spaces is healthy.
Parks and trails are something that's sustained us really since COVID, and I think, more than anything, it's become a bigger part of our life. And once we're past COVID and post-COVID, we'll still be on the parks and trails, because I think now we've realized the value of those to our community and to our family.
I think the parks and the trail system has become even more important, not only to our citizens, but also to our visitors. We know that our visitors enjoy our outdoor scenery and the things they can do outdoors. So the Parks Department and all the great work they're doing has become even more important overall.
You see the river, or you see the birds, or you see great trees, and you see flowers, and it's just such a remarkable lift to your spirit to be able to do that all on a trail.
Here in Franklin, we are so fortunate to work with a Parks Department that is selfless and works tirelessly for our community. On any given day, you will see them keeping the grass and the lawns mowed so people can enjoy the parks, either running, biking, having a picnic with your family. They have been here tirelessly during the pandemic, keeping it safe and beautiful for our community to enjoy in a time where we really needed the outdoors more than we ever have before.
Well, I love every one of our city employees, all 700 plus of them. The Parks Department is extra special to me just because they provide that outlet for our community to play sports, to get out and be active, improve their health. Each one of them is a dedicated professional, from the leadership of the department down to the guy that's weed eating the fence row. They're all wonderful people. They're so dedicated, and I'm so proud of them as our employees for the city of Franklin.
I just want to say a heartfelt thank you from me, from my family, my team at Williamson Inc., to all the team members of the park staff. You all have been phenomenal throughout this pandemic, and I just want to tell you how much I appreciate that.
Thank you, Franklin Park employees, for all your hard and wonderful work. It's noticed.
Hey, if you see a park staff member in one of our beautiful parks or on the trail system, take a moment and say thank you. They have worked tirelessly to keep our parks beautiful and safe during the pandemic.
Park staff, this is just specifically for you today. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your dedication during these trying times of the COVID pandemic. Your efforts to keep our parks open and tip-top shape is not only appreciated by me as the mayor, but my staff and the entire community. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are special, and we really appreciate you.
Welcome back. I am sitting here with Lisa Clayton, Director of Franklin Parks, who is joining us at our virtual fundraiser, Raise the Roofs. And we just really wanted to take a moment to say how much we appreciate you and your entire staff in the Parks Department. You may have noticed around town there are a few thank you signs that we put up in some of the bigger parks, because we just wanted you and your staff to know how appreciated you are in the time of COVID and how much it's meant to our community to be able to get out in the green space and on the trails and have some beautiful scenery and parks during this time.
Well, thanks, Tori, and thank you for having me, and thank you for everyone who may be watching this, because this is such an honor to be here with you, especially on the grounds of Harlansdale and the historic Hayes home, because this is home to us. As a Parks, thank you all for being who you are. You're able to set up signs throughout the whole city. We had them at canoe launches, talking about being able to provide a need, and who knew what COVID would bring to this community. And what happened was, you couldn't go anywhere. You couldn't do a lot, but what you could do was be a friend to a park. And so we had people coming out that had never walked these trails or had never been at the canoe launches throughout the city of Franklin, or the private launches that we work with development to do. We had them throughout, even playing frisbee golf or just picnicking and using the fishing pond at Harlansdale. So it really provided an outlet for those that needed from all ages. And I think that's what Friends does so well, is from an educational standpoint, you look at all the different ages of children all the way through our seniors. And Parks provided that opportunity when school ended up having to go virtual, or for a while, we didn't even have it. And so it provided that outlet for our community. And I don't think that we'll ever understand how important they were to everyone who used it during this time period. So thank you for those signs, because as we have staff that are mowing, we're still doing landscaping, we were able to now do some of the things in which we weren't able to do on grounds, because most of the time it was during that time that normally we would have baseball taking place, or we would have events taking place. And that kind of took a backbone to a back seat of everything that was happening within our society. And so we are so thankful for being able to provide what we can. And we've worked harder than ever during this time period. And I think that's been a great thing.
We will have more from Tori and Lisa Clayton later in the show. Now, an important message from one of our Friends of Franklin Parks board members, David Landrum.
Hello, I'm David Landrum from the Friends of Franklin Parks board, and I would like to thank our Raise the Roof goal sponsors: 906 Studio Architects and Interiors, Boyle, Bell & Associates Construction, Alfred Benish and Company, Civil Constructors, Berry Farms Animal Hospital and Pet Spa, Bradley, Arant, Bolt, Cummings, LLP, Concord Road Animal Hospital and Pet Spa, Battleground Academy, Leland Constructors, Lipman, First Bank, Berry Farms of Bowl Development, Enable Comp, Williamson Medical Center, Goodall HOMES, KAC Sports and Events, Bone and Joint Institute, Jones Brothers Contractors, MTLC Building Group, Stites and Harbison Attorneys, Triumph Bank, and TTL. The Friends of Franklin Parks thanks and salutes our Raise the Roof goal sponsors.
We are now being joined by Adam Balish, who is an original board member of Friends of Franklin Parks, a past president, and also the chair of our River Walk and Trails Committee. He's probably one of our busiest board members, and we have an opportunity for him to tell you what's going on in the trail system. Adam?
Thanks, Tori. I'm excited to be here tonight to talk a little bit about the history of Friends of Franklin Parks, but more importantly about some of the things that we have coming up in the future, in particular as it relates to trails. So when we started Friends of Franklin Parks, we were really focusing on the park system within Franklin and the historic parks and the active parks, and obviously we've had great opportunities at Harlansdale. But one of our other key focuses was really to be on trails and connectivity around the town. And how do we link these assets together? How do we get people out and interconnect them? And we've had some great success stories that we've shared with these folks in the past about getting grant funds to build a bridge at Harlansdale. We're excited to say that the design of that's nearing completion and that we will see that bridge start construction in the very near future. In addition to that, we have been working with our friends at the nearby neighborhood of Chestnut Bend. Chestnut Bend's residents have committed to work with us to establish a trail system through their neighborhood and tie into the existing trail to help connect to Harlansdale and allow the folks from downtown Franklin to get to Harlansdale in a safe manner and even on to Cool Springs. So we're very excited about that opportunity.
That's very exciting. And what's been happening lately? Anything new and exciting to announce?
Well, it's funny you should ask that because just 2 weeks ago we had an opportunity that kind of fell at our doorstep with an auction of a property along Lewisburg Pike near downtown Franklin. We were able to reach out to other community partners, something that we really enjoy doing, and help form a very quick partnership with the Battle of Franklin Trust and their preservation partners, and work together to bid on that property at auction. And we're excited to say that as of 2 weeks ago, we won this property at auction and are excited to add another 2.5 acres into the park space in downtown Franklin. That trail, that piece of property will also be a key component to linking downtown Franklin with a new design trail system going out Lewisburg Pike. So the City of Franklin has funded design for a trail system that would leave downtown Franklin, going out Lewisburg Pike, past Carnton, past Eastern Flank Battlefield, past the canoe launch at Lewisburg, on all the way to Mac Hatcher. And this property really serves as the trailhead and linchpin to help kick that off.
Well, lots of great things happening, and being a friend of the parks helps support these types of projects. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention that we really love your Trails hat and your Franklin Trails with the new logo for the City of Franklin. But we really thank you for joining us tonight at our virtual Raise the Roofs.
Let's continue with Tori and Lisa Clayton's conversation as they discuss the importance of Friends of Franklin Parks' working relationship with the City of Franklin and its Parks Department.
So it seems like we get to spend a lot more time together lately, as we have several projects that are coming into play that we've been working on for several years. And can you tell us a little bit about our partnership and how that works from the city side?
Sure. I tell you, when you talk about partnerships, and we've had this conversation over and over throughout the years, to me, as the parks director and even just representing the parks system within the City of Franklin, you look at what is the education that someone would bring to the table, from the children all the way through our seniors. That's so important. I think also as you talk about the volunteerism, whether it's having a day on site and that we're painting a fence or cleaning out around a creek bank, or it might be that it's during a special event. It has nothing to do with what y'all, but we needed some help. Volunteerism is such an important thing. Capital, of course, fundraising is one of the things that y'all have done so well in this community, from small projects that we've seen at Pinkerton Park with partnering even with Leadership Franklin to having, we're about to start and embark on the main barn for the restoration project. And then, of course, leadership. I think those four things, when you have a board, it's amazing when you have two of those. But with Friends of Franklin Parks, I think you have all four. And that's what's made this partnership so important, is because there's not one person not willing to share of their talents and to brainstorm of how we can make this community and leave it better. And that's what's taking place. And you're talking about the future. We're so excited that, it's been 5 years and the lease is up with the Tractor Supply Arena, and this community sure has enjoyed that facility at Harlansdale. It brought the horses back to Harlansdale. And so we see that it's time to renew that and renew it in a different, in a better way. And for us, it's talking about not just renewing that 5 acres, but also the Hayes home, to embark upon the full restoration of this facility where we're sitting today. The main barn, y'all were part of that with us, and we've started the design documents and construction in 2021 for that facility. But also what we'll embark upon trails and even the powerhouse and how we continue to restore here on the property. So I think Friends has created such a public-private partnership that it really is, when I speak about them throughout the state or even through our nation, because I belong to other organizations through our Parks and Recreation profession, people get jealous. People are excited about what you do because you're able to share, but it's really truly a partnership because we are friends and it makes a difference. And so I think that's when you truly are blessed.
We feel very lucky to be part of this partnership. We have an amazing board and an amazing city administration, and any way we can partner with you to make this community better. We love the opportunity, so thank you. Thank you for being patient all the time as well.
We're so very proud of all our sponsors of Raise the Roofs, and so many also support the mission of Friends of Franklin Parks to further beautify and preserve our parks and our trails. This year we're especially proud of Jackson being one of 2 platinum sponsors of Raise the Roofs. Jackson has also been the presenting sponsor for the Tractor Supply Arena in the past for the 4th of July celebration here at Harlansdale. We caught up recently with Nia Moon, Corporate Philanthropy Manager for Jackson, and we want to thank her and thank Jackson for their platinum level sponsorship. Let's roll tape.
Hello, my name is Nia Moon, Corporate Philanthropy Manager at Jackson National Life Insurance Company right here in Franklin, Tennessee. Jackson is a leading provider of retirement products, and we work with financial professionals and their clients to help them achieve financial freedom for life. We are dedicated to our community, and we work with nonprofits that support strong families and create economic opportunities in the places we call home. From volunteering at Harlansdale Farm for Park Cleanup Day, to supporting the July 4th celebration, and now Raise the Roofs, Jackson is proud to support Friends of Franklin Parks as they work to enhance our community's beautiful parks and trail system.
In 2019, we welcomed back to Harlansdale a good old friend of ours, the Pilgrimage Music and Cultural Festival. Started in 2015 by Franklin-based singer, songwriter Kevin Griffin, along with his lifelong friends Brent Wood and Michael Whalen. Pilgrimage has become a staple event for all Franklinites and purveyors of its diverse yet renowned lineup of rock and roll, alt country, bluegrass, jazz, indie, and gospel music. The festival has grown tremendously since its start and has expanded its cultural focus by showcasing hundreds of local artisans, restaurants, food trucks, and makers that give context and authenticity to the pilgrimage experience. With the city of Franklin's blessing and Harlansdale's rolling hills, natural amphitheaters, and breathtaking vistas as its backdrop, Pilgrimage has welcomed over 155,000 fans since its inception. The Pilgrimage Foundation has been a generous supporter of Friends of Franklin Parks, and we couldn't be more excited to have them back in Harlansdale for the next Pilgrimage Music and Cultural Festival in September of 2021. And we're back with an old-time friend and someone who truly needs no introduction, Kevin Griffin.
Well, howdy, guys.
Hi,
Jamie
Kevin.
and Tori, it's so good to be here at the Hayes house hanging out on this lovely evening.
So great to see you.
Oh, my God.
Thank you for joining us.
Well, you know, you guys have been such amazing partners with us going all the way back to 2014 before the first year of Pilgrimage, and to be able to support you guys during this continuing strange time and raise money for all the infrastructure and the amazing things you guys do for not only Harlansdale, but all around Franklin. It's an honor. So I'm humbled to be here.
We're excited to have you. Great to see you guys back in action in 2019.
Oh yeah, 2019. You know, everybody. This is kind of we're woodshedding right now. We already have our lineup pretty much set for 2021. So lots of exciting things in store. Speaking of exciting things in store, I have been busy. You know, I'm a crafter. I go to Hobby Lobby and Michael's all the time, and I've got a little something to present to Friends of Franklin Park from Pilgrimage Music Festival. That's right, a little check for $24,446. This is based on ticket sales from the past festival we had, and this is a small gesture of support for what you guys do, the continuing great work to support the parks of Franklin, Tennessee.
Well, thank you, Kevin.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kevin. We love all of our friends of the parks. We especially love the ones that show up with 6 stages and about 40 some odd artists and a whole lot of fun.
Money.
That's right,
yes,
cash money.
Yes,
thank
sir.
you. Appreciate
you
sir.
guys. Dig deep.
Hello, I'm Katie Spence with Friends of Franklin Parks Board, and I would like to thank our Raise the Roofs silver sponsors. BARGE Design Solutions, First Horizon Foundation, Ford Classic Homes, Inflow Design Group, TM Partners, SKANSKA USA Building, SunTrust, DeAngelis Diamond Construction. The Friends of Franklin Parks thanks and salutes the Raise the Roofs silver sponsors.
We couldn't be more grateful for our partnerships with our event partners, with the City of Franklin and the Parks Department, and all of our sponsors. Thank you. I have just one fundraising to ask of you tonight. If you haven't already done so, consider being a friend of the parks. You can go to friendsoffranklinparks.org to join. You can consider a commemorative paver at the arena, an educational event that you can volunteer for. There are so many ways to be involved, and we want you to be involved with us. Now let's take a look at some of the special people that we're honored to call our friends.
Out here Sunday with my 6-year-old grandson who called me up and said, "Grandpapa, will you take me fishing?" I said, "Where do you want to go, Christopher?" "I want to go back to Harlansdale." And if you can't catch a fish in about 2 minutes in the pond at Harlansdale, something's wrong with your bait.
The little fishing pond down here is great to bring your kids and fish a little bit with the kids and get them around some water and some trails. It's great.
So we've done trails, we've done the playground, we've done going and played soccer, baseball, so it's been very essential for us.
We love getting outside, we love going on parks and trails, we love just seeing our neighbors out and having a chance to visit with them.
I love being outside and I love exercising outside, and so I load up my bike and I bring it to downtown Franklin and I will ride 10, 20 miles all around our wonderful trail system.
Hey everyone, Bob Ravener here with Friends of Franklin Parks and my grandson Cooper. We're down by the Canoe Launch over by Bicentennial Park, one of our favorite places to walk and ride along the trail. Hope everybody gets out and does their thing. Look forward to seeing everybody out on the trail.
I'm out here today at Bicentennial Park, which is one of my favorite parks in Franklin. It's close to my house, so I run along the trail that goes back by Chestnut Bend, along the Harpeth River, as you can see, almost every day.
We love the Franklin trails. We will walk these paths in the morning, we walk them in the evening, and just absolutely love that this is in our backyard.
We're also extremely excited about the planned bridge over the Harpeth River to Harlansdale Park.
My family's favorite park is Winstead Hill Park because it is perfect for little legs. On your mark, get set, go!
We need to keep everything we can on this piece of property, restored, back to keeping it to be the original farm it was.
This is Caroline, and I'm one of the interscholastic players here at Franklin Polo Academy. I play and train at Harlansdale Arena. And my favorite part of Harlansdale would have to be the arena. I think it's a great place for equestrian sports.
I go on the trails a lot. They're really fun because the nature's so pretty.
It's very quiet and peaceful out here just to walk around.
The trails are great here. They're nice and flat and cushiony with pretty grass.
We just love all the different terrain there is and the flowers, the trees, the buildings. There's just so much to see.
Do you like having the story on the path now to look and see? And the girls have memorized the over in the forest story now that Friends of Franklin Parks put up the storybook trail, and so exciting.
Like today is a beautiful day, and not be stuck in the house.
I think just for the community to know that the Friends of Franklin Parks exist, and for them to want to be a part of this, it's just so special that we have this opportunity in our community.
And we're back at the main barn here at Harlansdale, this very special and hallowed place, historic place, with two of our biggest supporters and best friends, Dr. Ken and Linda Moore. Ken, Linda, I recall a couple of years ago, I was driving down the road, actually just up the road here on Franklin Road, and got a phone call to tell me about this transformative leadership gift that y'all were going to make to Friends of Franklin Parks. And I remember having a sigh and just saying to myself, wow, this is really going to happen. This is going to happen. Thank you for that gift, that leadership gift that you made. Let me ask you, why are you so supportive of Friends of Franklin Parks?
Well, being a Friends of Franklin Park started long before you got involved with Friends of Franklin Parks. It started really when Linda was growing up on Franklin Road, and part of her childhood was spent coming to Harlansdale Barn and seeing Midnight Sun and riding her horse all around the Cool Springs area. So she's always shared those stories with me, how special it was. So it wasn't much of a sell job whenever we started talking about it.
I grew up across the road from Harlansdale. My mother was born here. My love has always been in Franklin. And growing up over there, I would come over, like he said, I would come over most every day because I loved horses. I had a horse, and the Hayeses would allow me to come through the gate up there as long as I shut it, ride down, come back this way, and all the way down to the Harpeth River. The road back there went. Then I'd come back and I'd stop and tie my horse and go love on Midnight Sun. He was the sweetest, gentle for a stallion. Of course, he was in his older years, but he was a wonderful horse, and I loved him dearly.
Wow, thank you. And speaking of Hayes, the Hayes House, you also made a transformative leadership gift there. Thank you. Tell us a little bit about why the Hayes House is special to you.
Well, the entire park at Harlansdale Farm is special. You know, I as mayor, I call it our Central Park. And as a legacy for a city to have this much land near the core of the city is unbelievable. But the fact that we still have the National Registry Historic Barn, and we have the Hayes House, which has a great history also, it's just a natural evolution that you support everything that's on this property, because that's going to be the legacy we leave for the future, is how we treat this property.
That's right. Well, thank you for that. Thank you for being our biggest supporters and our best friends of the parks, and for your leadership in the city and our community and here at Harlansdale. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have another couple that are also tremendous supporters of Friends of Franklin Parks. Though they couldn't be here with us today, we no less want to thank them for their incredible generosity. Chuck and Joellen McDowell made a truly leadership level gift at the 2018 Raise the Roof event in support of restoration of this very special barn that we're in right now, which, by the way, the design team has met, and so the restoration process has officially begun. Chuck and Joellen also made an equally transformative gift towards the Hayes House project. Chuck is the founder and CEO of Wesley Financial Group, and we're so very proud that the Wesley Financial Group is one of 2 platinum sponsors for Raise the Roofs this year. We always enjoy seeing Chuck and Joellen at the Raise the Roof events. And though they couldn't be here with us this year, we caught up with them via video. Let's take a look.
Hey Jamie, hey Tori.
Hi Tori, hi Jamie.
It's Joellen McDowell.
I'm Chuck McDowell.
Yeah. And so we want to say how much we love Harlansdale, and we're going to miss being there with everybody else this time. But what a great way to do an event. So we're in support of the barn. We love what's going on at the Hayes House. We're excited to see that unfold.
Yes. It's a beautiful place, and I was going to let her tell a big long story, and I was going to not say a word just to mess with Linda. So instead, she stopped talking, so here I go. I love the park. I think it's an amazing part of the city, and more people need to get involved. More people need to go spend time there. I think it's fun to put our name on it because for me, it has history. My great-grandfather had a racing stable right down the street, and I don't know for a fact, but I know he was there willing and dealing buying horses, and to me that just means a lot. So 100 years from now, that park is still going to be there, and it's still going to be a beautiful place, and it's nice to be a part of it now.
What a community asset we have. Everybody should go out and enjoy.
And she needs to talk a lot more than I do. Love y'all. Sorry we're not all there together, and see you soon.
See you soon.
Peace.
And we're back with probably the best friend of Friends of Franklin Parks, Dr. Monty McInturf, the original founder of Friends of Franklin Parks, I would add. Monty has served on the board for a decade now. And Monty, I recall after the first Raise the Roof event, you walked about 30 of us out to where the arena is now and shared with us your vision about what this park could look like, and it's all happening. And I want to personally thank you for your leadership over this past decade. Tell me, Monty, why is this so important to you in Tennessee Equine that you've given us so much support over this last decade?
Wow, that was really a nice opening, Jamie. You're gonna make me cry, man. You don't need to do that. You know I'm an easy crier. And yeah, so when I look back on it, it's just amazing. I mean, as a kid, I worked here as a kid, and then I became a veterinarian, and I was a veterinarian for Harlansdale, and I just got so much history here. And my practice, Tennessee Equine Hospital, understands how the horse industry has been such a huge impact for Williamson County and even our town of Franklin. So it just makes sense for Tennessee Equine to be involved with this special project. And I think back, and I think of people like Julian Bibb and Bill Harlan and people that really, without those guys, it's not this beautiful place. This is a gym right in the middle of town. And so it's been my passion, and not only my passion, but my team's passion. Tennessee Equine Hospital, Berry Farms Small Animal Clinic, and Concord Road. We're in. We're in, and we want to continue to support this because we understand that Harlansdale is a place that we can look at in the past and we can enjoy in the future, and that's, it's a special place.
Monty, so we started off really by raising money for the main barn, and that's coming together.
Yeah.
And then we raised money for the arena and built the arena.
Yeah.
And we have some other projects that we'll talk about later in the show tonight. But of all the things that we've done out here, what is the thing that you feel most proud about or most special to you, or the things that's coming? What are you most excited about?
Gosh, I mean, how much time you got? Now, I'm really excited about everything we've done. I mean, we helped put a new roof on the old barn, and now the old barn is starting renovation. We raised money in the past for that. It's happening. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait to have parties there. The arena, that was just a floodplain, and some people stepped up and said, wouldn't it be nice to have a place where horses could play? And they contributed to that. And now we got this beautiful arena. We've got trails. I just encourage everybody to find out about what Friends of the Parks has got going on.
Well, ever since I've met you, everything you shared with me and your vision, we have done, we have accomplished thus far. And we have more on the horizon and a lot of great things coming. One of the great things that we're seeing as a result of the arena is Franklin Polo Academy, and tell us about the regional team that recently won.
Yeah, we have an interscholastic high school team that plays here in our arena, and they compete against the whole Southeast, Alabama and Virginia and North Carolina, and that team's done really well. It's qualified for the regionals in Virginia the last 2 years, and this was a dream of ours. These kids really didn't have a chance to ride. Now they're riding and playing arena polo, and they're the Harlansdale's team representing Franklin, so that's cool. I mean, I'm excited that dream came true. I just want to say that everybody that comes to this town says, I love it in Franklin, and I always ask them, Jamie, what do you love about it? What do you love about Franklin?
Yeah. I mean, I love the people. I love the sense of community. I love the parks and the trails that we have out here that have become such an important part of our life, especially this summer, especially these last several months.
Yeah.
I love what we have here in our community, and I'm very proud of it.
Yeah, and you also love the history. Our town spends a lot of time preserving history. We've got beautiful battlefield parks, we've got beautiful historical sites, but I want you to know there's no more beautiful historical site in this town than this 200-year-old agricultural farm. It just makes sense in a historic town to preserve history here at Harlansdale. So we need help, Jamie. We need people to step up and help us, man. I mean, we need people that are watching tonight to go, you know what? I enjoy walking my dog at Harlansdale, and I enjoy the beautiful view sheds. I need to help out. We have volunteer days here where you can paint fences. We have ways that you can donate $1. You can come to our events and buy a hot dog at our concession stand. There's so many ways that you can get involved here at Harlansdale. We need you, so I hope your heart will string tonight and you'll be a part.
Sounds good. Well, Monty, thank you. Please thank the team at Tennessee Equine for all the support that you've given us over the years.
Yeah.
And all the support that we're looking forward to continuing to get from you in the future, along with all of our friends, Friends of Franklin Parks. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, let's take a closer look at the Hayes House in Harlansdale Park and why the Friends of Franklin Parks is leading a fundraising campaign to restore the Hayes House to its magnificent glory.
Well, the one space I really enjoy, of course, I'm biased, but it's right here, the crown jewel of Franklin. It's Harlansdale Park. And we are restoring that, some of the old buildings, and they have the riding arena, and they have a lot of family days out here, the dog park, the horses, the trails. It is just a neat place. It just grabs you. You want to turn down the lane when you see that barn, and that long drive, and just the beautiful setting that big white barn sets in. And then all of a sudden you see the arena behind it, and the pond, and the dog parks, and you're not going to want to leave. You're going to stay here for a few minutes before you go on into Franklin. We're sitting on the porch of the Hayes House now, which was actually the oldest building on this farm. When my grandfather purchased this tract of land, this house was already here. So it goes back, I believe, to 1909. And so my grandfather already had a home just up the hill there, and he moved his nephew, Harlan Hayes from Gamaliel, Kentucky, down here to be the farm manager. And so they moved into this house about 1935. And so Mr. Hayes moved down here first, Harlan Hayes did, with another gentleman named Philip Shirley. They lived here together in this house, restoring it and getting it ready for his family. And then his wife and his little girl moved probably about 3 months later. So I would get opportunities at times as kinfolk to come by the house. Mrs. Hayes was a wonderful cook. In fact, if she ever called the barn office and said, I need some of the young men to come down here and help me with something, we'd fight to come down here because we knew she was going to feed us. We want to restore it before it goes away, because if you don't put, something back into it, it will decay. And so this is our next project. I know I'm invested in it, and so is Judy Hayes, the daughter-in-law of that family, wife of Jimmy Hayes, who grew up here, who's deceased. But Judy and I both are invested in it, as well as Dr. McInturf and others want to see this house restored, because it too is a draw. It needs to be preserved as a historical house. And we want to restore it where people too can have events here, have weddings here, have art events, whatever. But it's such a beautiful piece of our heritage here in Franklin.
I'm here at one of our special projects here at the Harlansdale Park, the Hayes House. Many of you have heard about the Hayes House. It's a special project where we're trying to bring back this beautiful structure and bring it back to life for everyone to enjoy. It represents farm life here at the Harlansdale Farm. I'm here with a couple special friends and contributors to this effort, Clay and Faye Harlan. Clay, tell me how this project really struck you and why you want to get involved.
Well, this house has so much historic value, not just to our family, city of Franklin. I mean, it goes back, 1900? It's probably one of the older houses of our...
1890 or so, yeah.
And it sits here on this pristine farm, and so much history here. So I'm just glad to see it restored, but it was also the home of Harlan Hayes, my cousin, who ran this farm for many years, and then my mother had an art studio later here, and it's just so rich in history, so rich in uses for the city, and so I want to see it restored.
Well, thank you very much. And Faye, tell us about what's inside. It looks beautiful on the outside.
It is beautiful.
Yeah, tell us about the inside of the house.
The architectural detail inside the house is totally unique. It's a Victorian architecture. Every single bedroom has a different style fireplace in it. It's a house that needs to be restored, needs to be restored so that everyone can enjoy it. Our kids grew up running around this farm. This was like their second backyard. And the Hayes house was always a very special spot to us. I hosted a Girl Scout event here using the front porch.
Wow.
For all the Girl Scouts in Franklin one year. And it's just been a special part of our family. We're so thrilled that everyone has got a chance to use it. And if we can get this house restored, we can have weddings, we can have parties, we can have art studios. There's so much potential for this house.
Yeah, that's fabulous. Last year at Raise the Roofs, we announced that one of our key projects is this house. We announced that, hey, you could get involved. For $200, 1 square foot could be your effort. These folks stepped up in a big way, and I want to announce tonight that the Harlan family, along with Judy Hayes and her family, each family has donated $50,000 to this project. And I want to say to you guys, we love you. It's unbelievable that you guys would step up and do that. I want to contribute. My family's going to get involved. We want to challenge your family to get involved. The Hayes House project it's one of the few beautiful old homes that's not yet restored in this town.
It's a crown jewel.
It really is. And so Harlansdale Parks is the jewel of our town, and this is the jewel home of our town. So get involved, guys. Make a donation, think about it. Without you, none of this happens. And the Harlan family, we love you guys. Thank you so much for being a part.
What you're doing.
Thank you for watching. So you know, the silent auction will close at 9 o'clock. Keep bidding. We've got a great band for you. People on the porch for the after party. The after party sponsor is the Parker McCoy Cernat Group of Morgan Stanley. Please share this video with all your friends. Thank you for all your support, and go be a friend of the Parks.
The story about Hap and Harry's Tennessee beers is a very unique story. It's very personal to me because it's 4th generation of our story, which goes back to the repeal of Prohibition in Tennessee. Great-grandfather Harry filed for the very first liquor permit in the state of Tennessee, and he partnered with Hap Motlow of the Jack Daniels family to revive Jack Daniels Distillery after the repeal of Prohibition. My role as vice president of Hap and Harry's Beers could put me in so many different places, whether it's in the market or at the brewery. One of the most fulfilling parts of working in the beer industry and working for the family brewery is, part of it is the creation, working with our brewers to develop the recipes, seeing and being a part of all the hard work that goes into the cellar, but it's also seeing and meeting people that enjoy our beers. What I love about our Hap and Harry's Tennessee beer is that you can find it all over Nashville. Whether you're downtown on Broadway, honky-tonking with your friends, or you're at a nice restaurant, whether it's our Tennessee Lager or Nash IPA, it has a place here in town as your local beer.
Settle in, but times are tough and things ain't cheap. It's what my folks always said to me. They say money don't grow on trees, I know. And if it did, would it save your soul? Would you let it in, let it take control? In the end, I hope that you'll say no. In the end, I hope that you'll say no. From the crack of dawn, I bust my back. I'm coming, I'm going, I don't even know it, I'm losing track. I'm telling myself, slow it down and ease on back. Don't give yourself a heart attack. Money don't grow on trees, I know. And if it did, would it save your soul? Would you let it in, let it take control? In the end, I hope that you'll say no. In the end, I hope that you'll say no. If y'all are listening, we're gonna do a little, come on now, y'all can do it. We're gonna break it down. Come on, we can get a little corny. I know y'all can see us. Right there. Snap or clap. and Danny's gonna tell you what it's all about. Now money don't grow on trees, I know. And if it did, would it save your soul? Would you let it in? Let it take control. In the end, I hope that you'll say no.
One more time, Dano.
Now money, it don't grow on trees, I know.
No, it don't.
Even if it did, would it save your soul?
No, it
Would you
won't.
let it in? Let it take control.
In the end, I hope that you'll say no. Money
Don't grow on trees, I know.
And if it did, would it save your soul?
Would you let it
Take
take control?
In the end, I hope that you'll say money
Don't grow
don't grow.
trees, I know.
And if it did, would it save your soul?
Would you let it
Take
take control?
In the end, I hope that you'll say no.
Now in the end, I hope that you'll say no. Now in the end, I hope that you'll say no.
The path of life can throw me off sometimes. Oh, but it's fine. I'll be alright. And all those secrets that I left untold are easy to ignore. 'Cause you're my life. I warned you this was coming. There's something wrong with me. There's nowhere to run from it. I pray as I turn to leave. Hey! I think I'm going away, and I got nothing to say anymore. I think I'm going away, and I got nothing to say anymore. The stress of real life, it never hurt so bad. It never made me sad till you gone. You danced around, no question, yeah. And left me alone and cold and hungry, and I can't breathe, no, and I can't sleep, no, without your love in front of me. That's right. I warned you this was coming. There's something wrong with me. There's nowhere to run from it. I pray as I turn to leave. I think I'm going away, and I got nothing to say anymore. I think I'm going away, and I got nothing to say anymore. sick and tired of you yelling at me, telling me the minute I need to be. Oh, I'm wishing that you would just leave. Oh, please, oh, please, oh, please. But I'm gonna say that now I'm doing fine. The hate that you gave me, I left it behind. You're up on the roof, I'm down on the floor. And 1, 2, 3, hi.
I'm going away.
The path of life, it can throw us all sometime, but it's fine. I'll be all